All I know is this violates every canon of respectable broadcasting.
How are you?
Hey, who wants to help me get this recorder out of here? I need some muscle over here.
You are listening to Blame Your Brother.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back once again to Blame Your Brother. This is episode 131. We are back once again, all three of us in the same room doing this podcast this week. John is back with us. Hey, we're doing this live stream. If you want to go check it out, go to blameyourbrother.tv. We are streaming on YouTube, Periscope, and Facebook Live, so come watch us as we record the show. You will have a good time, get in the chat, talk to some people. It is a good time. It's funny. Do it. BlameYourBrother.tv. But, hey, there's three of us that come to you every week. I am one third of that trio. I am David, a.k.a. D-Brew, voice of the people, Mr. 40%, the Dream Killer. And I'm joined by this cat who sits to the left of me. It's my brother. It's Lee.
Meow, the one and only Ron Jeremy's bastard child. And, of course, the one true bearer of LeBron's safety pin.
All right. And then we got the man. He was missed last week. He'll tell us where he was at in just a little bit. It's the one, it's the only, it's John.
Johnny's back again. I'm here. Tico, Mr. Groupon, Mr. PTI, the madman.
They got John Tortorella, a madman. They do have a madman. Okay, he's a madman.
There you go. That's the three of us. Blame Your Brother. We're going to be coming to you with some great stories tonight. A lot of things been happening this week we're looking forward to. We got a lot to talk about. Where's John been? Where was he last week? He didn't send in his approved leave form to me and Lee, so we'll have to talk about that. Probably be some discipline for that later on. But before we get to that, we need to start off every week we start off the same way. We need to make apologies, retractions, and then you're safe this week, John, because you weren't here. Maybe. Hold on. I spoke too soon. Lee, let's start off with you. Is there anything you need to get off your chest about last week?
Yeah, I kind of confused the words fat and fade.
Fad.
Again?
Yeah.
I'll write that one down for next week as well. So I don't know why I'm struggling with those.
Yeah, last week we had Haley Wilgus.
Very good.
Thank you. From WKRN. Amazing guest. People literally were texting me after the episode and said it was one of the best ones. Now, John wasn't here for it. I don't know if that had something to do with it.
Probably did.
No, but they did. They thought it was a really good interview. They liked her. She was
a very great guest.
She was opinionated, came with it, so we enjoyed. So anyway, she was talking about the keto diet.
Right.
And then, you called it. Anyway.
I thought, anyway.
Whatever.
And also, I have to apologize to Houston Astros fan everywhere. I kind of maybe went too hard on the Houston Astros.
Mm-hmm.
I just thought it was a little out of place to be a huge football fan and then to say I love baseball, number one. But I forget that baseball fans are probably the most passionate fans. Mm-hmm. Everyone thinks that it's like football fans, but it's truly the baseball fans that hold it down.
Yeah, they're passionate.
So those are my apologies.
All right, there you go. John, is there anything actually maybe you do need to apologize for? Anything?
I mean, there's probably a lot of people that tuned in and didn't see my smiling face that broke their heart, and I apologize to those people.
Yes.
Oh, crap.
There's probably dozens of them.
Dozens.
All right. Well, we're back. I thought we were pretty good last week. I don't remember saying anything too controversial on it. But we'll make up for it this week. I can guarantee you that. So, all right. Well, John, where were you last week?
I was in the hospital. My beautiful wife brought into this world a bouncing baby girl, beautiful girl. We named her Emily Rose, and I could not be happier. She's just awesome.
There you go.
Yeah.
So that's where we're at home, adjusting to life with two kids now. Got your first daughter. So congratulations. I stopped by the hospital. He's right. Beautiful girl. She was.
Much thanks to David. He came bearing gifts in the form of Sonic. And it really hit the spot.
There you go.
It's really hard to get really good food when you are the father in a hospital when your wife just gave birth.
Yeah, for sure. I was there not too long ago, so I understand the food is scarce. You go down to the cafeteria. Every time I'd go, they were like closed or closing up. So I was like, oh, awesome. I get this pizza. Probably been here for 3 days. Who knows? But yes, so I'm glad I got to be there and see your daughter. So that is wonderful. And I thought, Now we all have daughters, all around the same ages. You know, Lee's is a year, mine's about almost 6 months. Yours is a newborn. This could be the future podcast. Blame Your Sister. Could happen one day.
Could happen.
Which would be kind of weird. So I don't know. Anyway, so there we go. So yeah, so you've been enjoying being at home, not going to work, getting some rest.
I've actually gotten more sleep this past week and a half than I have in a long time.
That's good.
But I have been putting in the work at the homestead.
Oh yeah, I knew that.
Yeah.
So that's good. Good.
Have you assembled your jacuzzi tub yet?
Shh. Man, the wife's in the chat, man.
Sorry, I thought that had already gone down.
Jacuzzi tub.
I
Okay.
thought that was going to be like a Valentine's Day thing, you know, like a little like a trail of rose petals out to the inflatable.
You do realize that pregnant women can't get into a hot tub for a very long time.
I do.
Well, she's not pregnant anymore, buddy.
Yeah, for a really long time.
Oh, okay. Well, sorry, I didn't know that. Is that science? Is that junk science or is that real science?
Well, we've got the internet at our disposal.
That's junk science.
So
then.
we can look at it. Look at C-sections. How soon can you get in a hot tub?
2 days. Yeah, it should be good for the wound, right? That they heal it right up.
Heal it up.
There we go.
Well,
Okay.
you turn it into a cold tub, man.
You can't be submerged, period, after a C-section within at least 2 weeks, I think.
I think, once again,
Yeah.
not real sure.
Spot on with the science.
We do have the internet at our disposal. So.
Okay, if you're ever taking medical advice from the internet, you've probably already gone off the rails at that point.
Well, I mean, I've kind of leaned on her OB.
Yeah, that's what I would do.
And, yeah.
Trust what did the doctor say?
And not yet. That's what she said.
Maybe like 2 weeks. I don't know.
6 weeks is what she said.
6
at
weeks.
least.
Okay. So 6 week jacuzzi tubs, what we're kind of looking at. All right, good to know. All right, so Lee, what's been going on with you this week?
You know, I've just been working hard. Still, not too much to update. There was something I wanted to talk about, but it slipped my mind. I totally forgot.
So we were leaving last week. Go, oh my God, there's a Drupal Security. What was that all about?
That's
man?
my life, man. Like they
so,
dropped the critical vulnerability patches, and you got to be on your game. You know.
What does that mean? You have to. So what? I mean, I don't understand.
So I've waited in an IRC chat channel before with nerds around the nation waiting for security updates to be released to the primary FTP server so you could be the first one to grab it. It doesn't get much lower than that.
I mean, you're as bad as a Fortnite kid getting the new season started today, season 8.
You
just
watch
like
your
kids.
mouth, okay?
It's like, oh, I gotta get all the ICQ.
I'm willing to take a lot of insults, but to throw the new Fortnite season kid on me, man, come on.
You were that guy. I'm not putting it on you. You literally were going to an obscure chat room that no one knows about. I don't even know how to get to it anymore. And you're downloading patches for security updates. I mean, that's worse than a Fortnite
Sounds
loser.
like a computer hipster.
Yep, computer hipster.
No one knows about it yet. I would tell you about it, but you just wouldn't get it, okay?
Well, the last one they called Drupal Geddon because it was so impactful to the world, you know?
Yeah.
Like websites were just hacked and, you know, they were selling Nike shoes on them and stuff. I don't know. That's most of the hacks I see are like, they just like fool the Google bot into thinking they have content on the website. So when the normal user comes in, everything looks up to snuff. But then when Google comes in, they're like, buy these Nike shoes at our website. So they get that SEO index. That's really boring.
Yeah, well, there you go. All right, this past week for me, I don't think I did a lot. I don't know. Nothing stands out. I mean, I'm sure I did something, but, you know, that's it. That's all I got.
We are a bunch of just exciting people.
I mean, I don't have any great stories this week. I don't think so. I mean, I'm sure I do. I went to the McDonald's on Metro Center and saw some very interesting things on my lunch break just a few days ago. So I'm standing there, and it's you know that song, Fools to the Left of Me? What's the song go?
Stuck in the middle with
Clowns
you.
to the left of me, jokers to the right. It was crackheads to the right of me, crackheads to the right. Here I am, stuck in the middle with you. So I'm looking around all these obviously crackheads around me, and I look over, and I'm with my buddy Clay, and I start laughing. I go, dude, look to the left. That woman is wearing a dog collar. And he looks over, and we lose it, dude. We were like cracking up. This woman was a larger woman. Okay, I know Delee doesn't matter, looks don't matter, whatever, physical appearance. He probably would have been attracted to her, but she was a larger woman, and she had a dog collar around her neck. Now, I did take a picture. I X'd her face out. I showed people on Instagram. People were out. They couldn't believe it. We got a lot of responses on that one. People are just like, wow. But the best one was on Twitter where the Untitled Nerd Podcast Network said, oh, well, she looks happy. That means she's a sub, and that means she's happily owned by someone that's in her life or something. So I guess you learn something new every day. But, you know, don't sit here and act like we shouldn't be, like, outraged. Not outraged.
You were outraged?
No, that's the wrong word. Shocked. I like it when people are like, when you're shocked at something, they're like, come on, man. Don't you just see dog collars on people? No, I don't see dog collars on people all the time. They're called dog collars for a reason. That's the whole reason I'm laughing about it. So anyways, so then I'm looking at her, I'm laughing. Then the guy takes our order, and somebody paid with a counterfeit nickel or a counterfeit dime. And they walked out. The guy's looking at me, he goes, you think this is real? And I was like, dude, I don't know. I don't know if it's real. He goes, who cares? He just threw it in there. So this is a place where they're playing with counterfeit nickels, brother. I mean, just really let that. Have you been to this place before?
The McDonald's
on Metro Center.
Yes.
I mean,
the one by the Wendy's in the cul-de-sac.
Yes. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's a nice place.
No, it's not.
I mean, maybe the people are sketchy, but the landscaping is nice. The building is nice.
Yeah, well, the outside's nice. The inside, not so much.
Most of my visits to McDonald's are drive-through transactions, I would say. You know?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, but this was a lunch break, so yeah. So that was one of my
I want to know
highlights.
why you didn't go double down on the Florida-Georgia line. Looks like you were getting a little bit of traction from those guys.
Yes, we had a Twitter engagement, we shall say.
It's called Twitter beef.
Twitter beef, and I put out our demands on the last tweet, and they never wrote back. I said, hey, if this place is so great, let us come record the podcast there every week. And they never responded. So I guess game over. We win. But, I mean...
Neener. We showed them.
So I found a picture of a FGL sticker on like a light post or something. I forget what it was. And I took a picture and I said, oh, good to know that the Florida-Georgia line virus is slowly spreading through the streets of Nashville. And here they come. They're like, oh, yeah, spreading just like our ribs, slow cooked. I was just like... And then I come back with something.
Makes sense.
Then I come back with something else, and then anyways, yeah.
You should have said something about the meats, right? Isn't that the meme?
I don't know. I'm not very good with memes. So, but anyway, that was my week. There you go. That's it. Dog collars and FGL tweets. So there you go. But we got a lot of things happening in the news this week. A lot of things happening. So what do you guys want to talk about first? Because we have a whole bunch, and I want to. Then we'll start with this story, and I think this is going to get some. We might, here it is. The debate over transgendered athletes. Now, we've discussed this before.
I predict some apologies for next week.
Yeah. Okay. So what's happening now is that transgendered athletes are, the story says, breaking barriers, and they're being allowed to compete. So guys that are transitioning into females are being allowed to compete with females in track and other sports like that. So you can already imagine what's going to happen when these meetings happen. The transgendered people.
Because you think that men are physically stronger than women.
They have testosterone, which actually women are tested for in competition and are not allowed to have any in their system. They already have it in their system by default. That's why athletes take testosterone, HGH, and these things, because they do enhance your physical abilities. That's factual, yes.
Okay, I'm just asking. I mean, there's no need to get upset.
No, I'm not. I'm just saying we can't live in a world where we think...
Hormonally, yes. Men are stronger than women.
Yes.
Wow. That's quite the statement.
You don't think they have better upper body strength? That's a fact. If you take the average female, average male, the guy has more upper body strength. It's just the way it is. It's not like
superior athletes. So you're like with that tennis star that says that there's no way a female tennis athlete. What was John McEnroe, right?
No, it was I'm
pretty sure it's John McEnroe.
Billie Jean King. Oh, he said that
about Serena Williams.
Okay, well, Serena Williams did play somebody and got smoked. Got destroyed by a guy that was ranked like the 137th.
I think they're going to play. I saw a rumor of that.
They already played.
No, John McEnroe and Serena Williams.
Oh, she might beat him. I mean, there are exceptions to the rule.
Well,
but
I mean, there's a big age difference there. So that would be something that would come into play as well.
So here's the quote. The reality is that transgendered boys or transgendered girls are, the reality is that transgendered girls are girls and transgendered boys are boys. There's a fear that somehow allowing girls who are transgender to compete with other girls will give them a competitive advantage. In this meet, the transgendered girl broke the school record. I mean, these people are massive. Like, it wasn't even close in the race I saw. And so this has brought up a debate, a discussion among should this be allowed.
Okay, well, let me throw something out here because, I mean, it's kind of off topic to a degree, but I think it applies a little bit. So what if a male athlete comes in and is so dominant that he has no chance, that you have no chance of ever beating him, and he sets every school record statewide, nationwide? Are we supposed to tell him he cannot play because he is stronger?
Against me or against guys in general?
Whoever. Like, he is so outclassed of the competition. He's so much stronger. He's so much faster. They measure his testosterone levels. He has 10 times more testosterone than the average man, and nobody can compete with him. He sets all the school records. So do we bar him from competition in the school?
No, but I don't know that's ever happened, is the way you're saying it.
Is there any outlying...
Well, I'm just saying hypothetically even, though. Like, obviously, let's say that...
He was born just like every other man.
Yes.
But
he has more testosterone.
Okay, so we'll take like a Kobe Bryant, who did not go to college and went straight into the NBA from high school, where you're describing pretty much what he was. He was the most talented
LeBron
athlete.
James would probably be a better
It's another example. Well, I think Kobe's better than LeBron. But anyway, both of them were very talented and went straight to the NBA. So in that case, you can always move up into another level of competition that will even out. Because when LeBron James got to the NBA, his first couple of years, he was not the best player at all.
Yeah, but you're kind of ducking the question.
No, you don't. You let them keep playing it. I mean, that's
okay. So if the playing field is unfair, it doesn't really matter. They should still be allowed to compete, because that's kind of the issue here. Is that you're taking with it is that it's unfair that these women get to play, or these transgender women get to play with other women, and transgender men get to play with other men, and it's not fair, right?
Biologically, they are not. They're not women.
But is it because it's not fair, or is it because they're transgender?
It's because biologically, I'm going to come back to that. Biologically, they are not women. They may identify. I could identify as a 15-year-old kid. Does that mean I can go around and have sex with 16-year-old girls? No, it doesn't.
To some degree, yeah.
No, you go to jail for that.
I mean, as an older person, okay.
Yes,
well, I mean, that's
David.
Him, David.
Yes,
but that's not
born in 1977.
But see, you're skirting the social issue here of reality, because in one you're a pervert that's doing it just to get off on perversion.
No, why is it pervert?
No, he honestly feels like he's a 16-year-old boy.
I wake up and honestly feel that way.
No, then you probably have a mental disorder.
Oh, where's mental disorders stop at then? Why is it
so you're telling me transgender people are mentally disordered?
I'm asking you, where's the line that you draw?
So I mean, transgender is a serious social issue that's been studied, and it's more common than someone who thinks that they're a 40-year-old thinking they're a 16-year-old boy. Like, that's not a thing. Like, what you're describing doesn't even apply to the situation we're talking about.
Just because it's less normal than what you're describing?
Yes, because it doesn't happen.
But 100 years ago,
because it's not real. It's not reality.
20 years ago, that wasn't reality.
That's true.
That's debatable. I think it was just frowned upon by society.
So is this right now. But maybe in 20 years, people will accept people for their inner age.
I think y'all are kind of
how they feel on the inside.
I think you're kind of trying to create a straw man argument here, where you're going, "Well, this is just like pedophilia," and that's kind of not a good thing to do.
What are we talking about here? We're talking about, as Robin said, we're talking about personal identity, right? We're talking what you identify as a person, right? We're not talking biological or anything like that. We're saying when you wake up and you look in the mirror, what do you identify? So you say if a man's 41 years old, he looks in the mirror and he believes with all of his heart and soul and everything in his being that he's 16 years old.
That doesn't happen, though.
Yes,
that is a mental disorder. What is happening here in transgender people is they legitimately believe that they were born as another gender.
Does that make it true?
In I'm not saying in every case, but yes. Like, I think if you go and talk to these people and understand the plight that they struggle in with society, That's the case. Like, there are people that are born women but who connect as a man and vice versa. It's just the way it is.
But they transition as part of that process, right?
Some do.
Okay.
Some probably don't. I mean, I'm not going to say I'm an expert on the situation, but I'm just saying, to me, it comes down to, like, people are going to have different problems with this. And, like, you know, some people might have a problem with, like, the locker room issue, right? But I
didn't think about
which
that.
I don't know exactly how I feel about that per se, but, like, if you're going to come at me and say it's not fair, at what point is high school athletics fair? At what point is high school athletics competitive? And does that even make sense?
Here, if a male student can go play on a girls' soccer team, and that's fair, then it's okay for these transgendered people to play on women's or men's teams.
Okay, I'm okay with a man playing on a women's soccer team.
You are.
I mean, why not? If that's what he wants to do.
Because men are better athletes for the most part. You say there's a woman basketball player alive that could beat an NBA player. You think that?
Yes, there is a woman basketball player that could beat a NBA player without a doubt.
You got her name?
Bro.
I mean, probably. I mean, I don't know for sure. I don't follow basketball.
No.
There's got to be one. And what are we talking about? What are they shooting? Are they like one-on-one? Are they like doing a and one tournament?
I'm talking a straight up game basketball. I mean, you think
what is a straight up
1-on-1 Have you played basketball before?
Then there's like court, there's asphalt, there's there's different rules.
Pick whatever situation you want.
Then yes, if you tailored a game that favored the best women's basketball player in the world to beat any NBA basketball player, then yes, I do believe that would happen.
That's foolish.
I mean, the odds would be stacked against them. How could they not win?
It's foolish. I say it every week, but that's the most foolish thing you've ever said on this show.
Would I say it would be typical that a woman's NBA player could beat a men's NBA player? Probably not.
Okay, thank you. Well,
probably
okay,
not.
So we'll go with the majority. I just say I don't understand here if they're still biologically boys, which they are. I just think they should have to compete with the boys. It's not taking away their identity.
Either that or create another league that has a transgendered league.
I understand what you're saying, but I think the reason I'm bringing up what I'm saying is because it sounds like to me because you're saying it's not fair. Like, is that the problem? It's not fair? Is that what you're getting at?
But fair on a level. Yeah, nothing's
It's also not fair to think that you're a woman and not be allowed to play women's sports. Not to be denied the very essence of who you feel that you are.
So
imagine if you had a child and they went to school and they came home, they said, "I'm sorry, Dad, they didn't treat me like a human today." How would that make you feel?
I mean, probably upset.
Okay, so you got to think about that. These people, they have parents. They're human beings. They obviously want to compete with other men, other women.
Once again, and this is what I think the left does better than the right, and they always have, is they bring emotion into it instead of logic.
How can we not bring emotion into this?
How would they feel? How would they feel? How would they feel? Feeling is something. This is a sport with rules. Yes, it is fair to a certain level. Yes, they all play by the same rules. They all have the same drug testing policy. They all get the same rules applied to them. Same reps applied. Yes, it is fair on that level. If you want to work hard enough, you could get almost as good as LeBron James. Most people aren't.
Not true.
I said almost. I didn't say as good.
I could not even come close to ever.
If you had started
being as good at LeBron James,
if you lived your life from day one, from your birth to now, and lived your life exactly like LeBron James, you would be close to his caliber.
I disagree with you 100%. LeBron James is a unique talent of natural-born talent and hard work. Maybe I would get the hard work, and maybe I could be an NBA basketball player. I seriously doubt it. But I would never have LeBron James' natural talent ever.
I mean, if you look at talents versus hard work. If you were to ask 100 people who was the best basketball player, a lot of them would say Michael Jordan.
Also, how tall was Michael Jordan? How tall am I?
6'6".
What is the average height of an NBA basketball player?
About 6'2", 6'3".
So there's no way that I could go in at 5'10".
John Stockton was a shorter guy.
It was also in a different era of basketball.
He was also part of the all-star team that was labeled the dream team.
Yeah, that's true.
The greatest basketball team in the history of the Olympics.
He was a short white man with short shorts too. Maybe that was okay. We'll wrap it up like this.
Okay.
Rusty says, if transgender women can play with women but still have higher testosterone, then get rid of the rules for day one born women and let them shoot up. Are you okay with that?
Wait, I'm confused.
So
What?
let the women take testosterone. Bust the
I don't
rules.
think children in high school, we're going to tell them that they have to take testosterone and be able to compete.
Well, this is going to move
Here,
forward.
I think
Lee.
it's
It's not going to stop in high school. It's going to continue. So let's say you have.
So how would you feel? Fast forward 15 years.
I was about to
Your
say that.
daughter's getting dressed for basketball. She's on the women's basketball team, and there's a guy dressing in her because that boy feels like he's a girl. But he's not now old enough to do an operation. But he feels like a girl, so he's changing in the same locker room as your daughter.
I mean,
and she's uncomfortable with it.
Well, here's the thing. I mean, I think there would be a lot of discussions around that, and I would obviously any parent would have to feel comfortable with it. It would be no different than if you had a lesbian woman getting dressed in a locker room, right?
Yeah, that's true.
So is your concern that someone's going to get sexually assaulted? Because if that's your concern, then you have issues with the school at that point.
But here's he just said, what if your daughter is offended and your daughter has problems with this? Then what if a whole group of people are offended by this? Then does it matter?
I mean, that's a different situation, right? Like,
well, that was kind of his scenario. He went,
and I think, maybe, and it's a question that I don't think we've really answered yet. And I think this is a newer problem than it has been in the past. It's come to forefront, right?
Yeah.
So, and the whole transgender bathroom thing is a big deal. People have been kicked out of bars, and it's exploded on social media. So, I mean, I'm sure we'll find those answers, but I think you'll find the younger generations more open to it than our generation.
I mean, as far as the performance aspect of it all, if they test with lower testosterone levels, then they can. Then in my book, I say let them play.
All right.
Oh, really? Wow. Okay.
There we
That's
go.
cool.
Well, that's that for now. So something to think about. Let us know what your thoughts are on social media. Please hit us up at BYB Pod. Chat's got a lot of great comments, so we have it. Let me read Josh Robertson's real quick, and we'll go to the next topic. He says, "Oh shoot, I can't have it." He said, "Okay, here we go. You're gonna like this." He said, and Josh was the guy that came on the show a while back. He said, "What if men come in and take all the professional athlete jobs that women currently have? They will keep those women from making thousands of dollars a year."
I mean, that's honestly, like,
it's a joke, man.
I get that,
It's
but
like-
I mean, there kind of is a point in there, I think, to some degree, though. Like, it's a joke, but jokes often reflect society, and that's like, why are there men and women Olympics? Why are there different tiers of sports,
Right.
and what do they truly represent in our society? And I think in a lot of ways, all women, like, even if women could compete in the scenario that we talked about, I think there's a barrier for them to even compete in a men's league because of social stigma and these very issues.
Right.
Even taking like gender issues out of it completely, it would be hard for any woman to break into a man's sport just because of the ridicule.
Right.
I mean, even in a sport like
Racing.
car racing, Danica Patrick,
Never won.
and then when you do break in, the microscope is so heavily on you, it's like you have to perform at that point or you've let down an entire group of
that's
people.
true.
So
All
anyway,
right. Moving on. We got a topic. We got to hit these topics. We got to get these topics. All right.
okay, this is one that we were talking about before the show that I thought was a little crazy. I'd never heard of it before, but
Your kids, my kids, they love YouTube. I mean, they watch YouTube. They don't even watch TV anymore. They literally just watch YouTube. Well, apparently people are hiding suicide tips in the middle of kids' videos on YouTube Kids, which is a YouTube platform just for children. I mean, I guess anybody can go there, but it's geared toward children. So in this video, there's I think a Peppa the Pig video. You're watching it, and in the middle is a cut and a guy going, "If you want to kill yourself, you need to cut this way and not that way." And it cuts back to Peppa Pig, and it's like stuff like that. And then John was talking about, what's it called? The Momo Challenge?
Momo Challenge.
Which is hidden in some of these videos as well. And
also that's messed up what you just said.
yeah.
Just for the record.
Oh. It's messed up that they did that.
Yes.
Yeah. Tell me about it. So tell about the Momo challenge, John.
Okay, the Momo, it started out on WhatsApp, and apparently it's been ruled out as a hoax. But what it's like a puppet caricature is giving challenges, and the challenges lead up to things that could be harmful to oneself, up to including suicide.
So I have to ask you a question. Is this like your boy Jeff Dunham's quality of puppet, or is it like you know, sock puppet?
No, it looks
No.
freaky. It's like a
It's freaky.
CGI or like filter.
It looks like a puppet mixed with the Ring girl.
Yeah.
The girl from the Ring.
Okay.
So that's fake? Momo's fake or real?
It's been classified as a hoax.
So it never happened, because I thought it did happen. I guess that's why we don't know.
It's because it's been enough people talk about it and are worried about it.
Okay, so
that
the Momo challenge is not real according to this site here. But I mean that there.
Well, but you didn't explain what exactly the Momo challenge led up to, and the challenge is to kill yourself. Like the final step in the Momo challenge is literally to commit suicide.
Well, it depends. Some are things that potentially can kill yourself, or some things are literally kill yourself.
Right.
Like
that's
if you jump off your house, that might not kill yourself, but
it might not.
It might. So,
just...
I mean, if you like Lee's home here, if you jump off the front of the house, that's not going to kill you.
I mean, if you go head first, it probably will.
It might, depending on where you land.
You'll wish you were dead when you wake up.
You
I guess.
might.
Well, this is really a further cry if that's not real. It's just you do need to at least be involved with your kids when they're watching these things. I'm not saying
definitely.
You can't stand over them obviously and watch everything they watch all the time. I mean, that's ridiculous. But I think more of having a conversation with your kids. If you ever like I've always said, if you're watching something weird comes up, just come get me. You know, and I think you just need to keep that message going. And the main thing with kids, I always tell my kids, if something ever makes you feel weird or feel strange about it, you need to come tell me or your mother, and then, you know, we'll address it. Because it's hard to tell kids, but they have intuition, like, you know, probably better than we do, because they just know. I mean, I know as a kid, I got in some situations that were kind of weird, and I was like, this isn't right, you know. Like, I was at the park one time. It was me and my sister, and I think she was probably, I don't know, like 4 years old, so I was probably 12, 13, something like that. And we were out there playing, and this guy rode up on a bike, and he's like, hey, how y'all doing? I was like, good. And my stomach, you know, started feeling kind of weird. I was like, something's not right here. He's like, where's your parents at? And I was like, and I lied. I was like, oh, they're right over there. And he goes, oh, really? I went, yeah. And he goes, and he kept trying to talk to us. And I was like, trying to pull my sister, and she wanted to stay there. I was like, we need to go now. And I like, and he kept like talking. He's like, are you sure those are your parents over there? Or what are you guys doing? And so I ran into the library, which is where my parents were at. And I just knew as a kid, like, the spider sense was going off. And so I would just say, if you have kids, just have a conversation with them. Momo challenge is not real. Believe this is real, but hell, in this day and age, this could be a fake as well.
Well, I mean, you can. There's so many precautions you can take that aren't that hard to take to protect your kids from things like this. I mean, there's secure channels that you can watch. You're watching regular TV.
Well, John, no
kids. I know.
Kids are doing that.
I disagree with you, because I watch regular TV and I see a lot of Geico commercials, and this is the same psychological tricks that Geico will try to use to brand you to buy their insurance. I know you disagree with me, but yeah, like that's what people don't understand. When I'm on the advertising kick, TV is a powerful tool.
I got a question.
Seriously. Of information dissemination.
I hear you.
Okay.
So this bottle here. Show us on the bottle where Geico touched you.
It's more like all over.
All over.
Did they touch you somewhere that made you feel uncomfortable? Because you had some serious hatred toward Geico. I just don't understand it.
I mean, I use Geico as an example because we've talked about it, and it's a reoccurring theme. You could really pick out a number of advertising. It's just advertising in general. Like, if you're sitting there watching a TV show and they interrupt it to try to influence your behavior, that's bad. Like, I was just trying to watch a TV show. Why you gotta come in and have a puppet try to give me suicide tips?
Is if you interrupt Lee's viewing pleasure, you're Satan.
Here's what I know: there are Catholic kids less pissed off than you are about Geico.
I don't even know what that means.
Oh, you know what it means.
I'm not sure I do.
There are Catholic kids that were molested by priests that have less of a resentment toward the church than you have toward Geico. Like,
Oh, okay.
You hate Geico so much.
It's not necessarily Geico,
Yeah,
but
it
yes,
is.
it is.
Yeah,
Geico.
it is.
I
It
think
is.
Geico commercials probably take home the platinum cup when it comes to deceptive, like
Greatness.
advertising with no point of their product. Like it's just pure like.
We're not gonna get into this. Okay,
whatever.
Kill that story. Let's
All
go
right.
to the next. Now we haven't even talked about R. Kelly in the last couple of weeks.
We
which
haven't,
is crazy.
which is crazy.
How is this guy? Him, and we're just gonna put him and Robert Kraft both made the news this week. We're doing a 2-for-1 story here. R. Kelly sleeping with underage girls. He's finally got arrested. He finally got charged. He got indicted. He's in jail. Oh. Posted bail. Fans posted his bail, and the first thing he did,
What?
Yeah, he went. Some woman raised the money for his bail, and the first thing he did, he went to McDonald's, signed autographs, and apparently this is where he'd met some of his victims at. This guy's out of control. This guy doesn't even understand. Does this guy know R. Kelly? Honestly, does he know? Does he know what he's doing is wrong, or does
He's
he?
trapped in the closet.
I mean, is he gonna do commercials for McDonald's now?
I mean, I guess.
I believe I could fry.
You've been waiting for that one all week,
No,
I'm sure.
He wrote that down. I gotta bring that one up.
No, it is, but also the fan. It was a woman that raised this money. Like, what's her angle? Was she like, oh,
She's a fan.
I'm gonna be R. Kelly's next #1?
Yeah.
Like, did she not watch the documentary? Did she not,
Dude,
read the news about how he treats his women?
people don't care. Ted Bundy was getting letters from women all over the world. These serial killers get letters from these ladies.
Weird.
Oh, Ted Bundy, you're so hot. Oh, he's so like.
I mean, but I would say there's something about women liking murder mystery,
Yeah,
like podcasts.
and murder men. Yeah,
So maybe there's something to that.
we got to stop that. But then my man, my boy Robert Kraft.
Oh God, I don't even. Where do you even go with
So
this?
Robert Kraft, the owner of the New England Patriots, one of the good guys. Okay, if we're just in David's world, him, Tom Brady, Belichick, those are the good guys of life. We can just go. Those are good guys. Well, Robert Kraft got charged with 2 counts of first-degree solicitation. He went to a rub and tug at a very a low-end.
I see you know the lingo.
I know the lingo. Low-end massage parlor.
Is that a Patriots thing, like Patriot Nation?
Yes, sir. That's how we win. He went to this low-end massage parlor.
Get your inflation here.
and had a happy ending 2 times. And apparently this is on videotape. They filmed the man. And
Was it like a sting operation?
yes, it was a sting.
They can't, like, that's got to be pure entrapment. Like, I understand, like, setting up a sting operation, but you don't put it on tape and, like, two-time world champion.
Well, they were watching the place because of trafficking. A lot of the girls there were brought in against their will, is what they're believing. I just know this. If I was Robert Kraft and if he's listening and this happens to get to him, I would go to those girls right now. This is what I would do. And I would just say, both of you are my girlfriend. I came in. This was just our happy time. We got to spend it together. And I gave you a little spending money after I got done. That would be my legal.
Is that your approach?
That's my legal approach. David Brewington, Office of Law, call me up.
No, it wasn't me.
They know it was him because he's on video.
But here's the thing.
How does it look like, man?
So if you get convicted of solicitation of prostitution, it's not like the sentence for even like a multi-time offender. They just like make you go to John school.
Right, yeah.
Like it's more about the public shame of it all, right?
But they're saying there's some very powerful people that were going to this specific one. And so they're wondering why. Because this isn't escort like, you know, a Spitzer was getting like the high-end escorts and things like that. This is like this is somewhere in Antioch, Tennessee, if you're local here. It'd be some like place like that. And here's my thing about it. I don't really care what the man did. If he wants to go spend his money and he's not married and he doesn't have anybody to answer to and he wants to pay a girl $100 take care of him, I honestly, I've said this from a long time. I don't give a damn. I don't care. That's your business. You take care of however you want to. Why is gambling illegal? Why is prostitution illegal? Why is drug use illegal? And so it's so funny when the people that hate him, oh man, he's into prostitution. But if their guy gets busted, they're big. Oh, why is that wrong? Why is it against the law? You know, it's a society we live in.
You really think so?
Yeah, I know so. Oh, I know so. When Peyton,
well, I mean, we can't really put too much weight into what those people say. Then,
right,
if that's
true.
the case,
That's true.
right? Like we
That's
shouldn't
true.
be listening to them. So your prostitution is like Legalize it.
Legalize it. Let's tax it. And let's make
tax
sure
it.
these women aren't getting trafficked in. Why is strip clubs legal? Why is that legal? What's the difference there? Really? I mean, besides this, what? Oh, because sex is such a big deal. I mean, a girl grinding on your lap for 30 minutes. I mean, come on. It's about the same, sometimes it is the same result as going to a massage parlor. So I just don't see what the big deal is. What are your quick thoughts on Mr. Kraft? Do you care or what?
I mean, I would question why a man who has unlimited money that just won a Super Bowl, or was it like the AFC Championship?
It was the day of the playoff.
The day of the final playoff.
He flew down to Florida.
Wait, he flew to Florida?
Well, I guess he doesn't live there, and then he went to Kansas City, I believe, or I don't know where the game was at. But
I mean, the only thing that I can think of is either Kraft is like a normal guy, and he just found a place that he knew was safe, which ended up not being. So he just went where he was comfortable with, right? Mm-hmm. And
he just wanted to go where everybody knew his name.
Or you're saying, there's something else going on. There's just something about Florida that is just indescribable. I don't know if it's the swamp water putting off fumes or what.
Just 2 weeks in a row that Lee's bashing Florida.
Yeah, Florida. Yeah, that's true. You are constantly bashing Florida.
I don't
So, John, do you care about Robert Kraft? I mean, if you are, just say it. Get on your high horse.
I don't.
Okay.
I kind of feel with prostitution, I mean, outside of I think it would be safer for both the prostitutes and the Johns if it was regulated in some way.
I agree. So.
And the thing is if it is regulated, what's more dangerous, not wearing a seatbelt or going to a prostitute?
Oh, there we go. Not wearing a seatbelt. So why is that regulated? There you go. Good point. All right, so we don't care. I mean, if I hated the Patriots, I would definitely run this guy to the ground. But he's a white billionaire. Like you say, what's he going to get, slap on the wrist? All right.
Are we calling this Deflategate too?
I tried to come up with a clever name for it, but I had nothing. I don't know what I would call it.
Okay.
I wish I had some clever. I do, but I don't. Okay. Then we're going to hit the Oscars. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Well, did you watch the Oscars, either of you?
Yeah, I did.
I don't even know what the Oscars are. The singing?
Movie, man.
The movies. The movies.
Okay. John, what are your, I got one word for my thoughts. Boring. I turned it off midway through. I just didn't, I don't think I've watched a lot of these movies. I just don't think these movies are that great. I just wasn't impressed.
Halfway, and if you watch the Oscars, and this has kind of been proven for the last few times that I have watched it, whether you've seen the movies or not, based on when they're announcing the nominees, you can figure out who's going to win. For the last 6 or 7 people that won awards, I was calling it right before movies and all.
Nostradamus over here.
Based on how people cheered
when their name got called.
When the nominations got called, and it was 100%.
Well, the big thing at the end of the night was the Green Book won Best Picture. Now, I've not seen Green Book. I have heard it is not a very good film, and people were upset. Spike Lee specifically was very upset because he thought Black Klansman should have won over Green Book. I'm sorry, because Green Book was a watered down version of race relations in America. If you don't know what the movie's about, a black man, I believe, is
he's a musician.
He's a musician. I don't know what he plays, but he goes around in the South.
Piano.
Yeah, it's piano. That is what it is. He goes around the South playing certain rooms back in the civil rights era, and he has a white guy driving him around, and that white guy who is played by an
Viggo
actor
Mortensen
was nominated for Best Actor, and the other guy, can you say his name? Ali was Best Supporting Actor. Even though it seems the movie was more about him than the white guy. I don't know. But anyway, Spike Lee was
seem a little weird.
Yeah, Spike Lee was very upset about it. He thought I thought, honestly, and I think the Academy has done this over the last couple of years, is trying to correct that all white people being nominated. And hey, there's some great performances all the way around. Black Panther being nominated for Best Movie is a joke. It's not a Best Movie picture. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse was a better film to me than Black Panther. If we're just going to start picking movies that we think, Black Panther is just not, it's good. Hey, I didn't have a problem with it. I would rank it high, but Best Picture, really? I don't know. So these movies I could care less about. Roma was nominated. It was supposed to be the big winner. I'm trying to watch this movie. I'm on my 5th viewing. I'm still only like 45 minutes through it. It is a dullard of a film. So I don't know, the big thing, the host didn't, Kevin Hart got booted and then there wasn't a host and it's just boring, unfortunately. I mean, it's
just watered down, right? Like maybe it used to be exciting, but if they're rigging it like John seems to think and the movies aren't good, then what's the point?
If you really think about it, if you have like the best actor or the best director, why wouldn't the best director why wouldn't his film also get the best film?
You would think that, but sometimes maybe you don't have a story as the best film does. And so the director has done really good to get it up to that level, but the story, the screenwriting's a little bit better.
But year after year after year, you're telling me that happens each time?
No, not all the time. A lot of
times.
So
you're saying like you could get the best director to cast us in a movie and it would win an Oscar? Is that your point?
I'm saying that would not be the norm. That wouldn't be year after year.
Well, in NBA, is the top scorer always the MVP? Not always. A lot of time they are, but not always is the case. So it's kind of like that.
Yeah, but there seems to be a rhythm to that though.
I mean, I can look at a movie. I mean, I've watched a movie. I can tell you if it's well-directed film, and I can tell you if it's like the year Moonlighting won. I thought Moonlighting should have won for best director for sure. I mean, beautifully directed film, but I thought La La Land should have won best picture because I just thought it was better film overall, but I mean, what do I know?
Makes perfect sense to me, man.
Okay, there we go. All right, well, is that all the topics we got for this week? We'd love to hear your thoughts on any of them, so please hit us up on social media, on Twitter at BYBPod or on Facebook at BYBPod. John is back in the building, so you know what that means. It's time for him to give some advice in Dear John. All right, we got some advice people have written while John was out. Lee's going to read it, and John's going to try to help this person out.
All right, this one comes in this week. Dear John, I recently got married. My husband goes through my purse, my papers, my jewelry, my clothes, and even my underwear.
Oh, hey.
He says that as my husband, he has the right to do that.
Oh.
He says I am wrong to object. What are your thoughts on this? I feel like although I'm a wife, I'm still a person and have a right to be respected. How would you react from
Misogyny alert.
Confused Jane
Misogyny alert.
in the South?
Misogyny alert.
All right, now, John, I got this queued up again, okay?
Thank you.
Go ahead. What do you think about this, man?
I think she got married too soon.
You got married too soon? What does that mean?
How do you not know that the person you're going to marry is that controlling? I mean, there's got to be a red flag somewhere. And if not, you just weren't courting long enough.
Not courting long enough.
I'm just saying, that's something that should come up.
Do either of you go through your wife's underwear? I mean, I don't. I guess I'm confused on that one. He obviously thinks she's cheating on him, right? Like
it's gotta be.
Is that or maybe he's into your underwear? I don't know. I don't know the man. I can't
one
speak
of those
for
two.
him.
Maybe he's like, how would I look in these?
I mean, my jewelry, my papers. I don't know what the papers are. What, rolling papers?
Probably not. Probably like bills.
Okay, what should she do, John? That's really the gist of what she's at. What should she do? She knows it's not right. That's why she wrote in. What should she do?
She's saying, how would you react? First off, is a question. And what are your thoughts on this?
Straight up, if it roles were reversed, I'd be like, honey, why are you doing this?
She goes, because I can.
What do you mean?
Because I'm your husband is what his response is.
I'm your wife, right?
I have the right to do that. And you are wrong to object. So it's not like she hasn't confronted him. Does he have
the right to do this?
No.
Legally, does he have the right to do this?
I mean, it depends on what you're. I mean, a lot of people are like, "What's mine is mine, and what's yours is yours." But it's just weird. I'm like, what are you looking for?
Well, I mean, yeah, he must think she's cheating on him. So why? There's two questions here.
I mean, I would try to determine what his motivation is, and then go from there. I mean,
Yeah.
If he
So
doesn't
if
have
you-
an answer, then you put a firm hand down and say, stop doing it then.
If you were married and you suspected your wife was cheating, would you not go through her stuff to try to
Oh.
gather evidence, or would you just let it go and be like, well, I should respect her privacy?
I would go to her phone first and foremost.
Oh my
Don't
God.
worry
I
about
mean, that's
her.
what most people do, I feel
I
like.
wouldn't worry about her papers or underwear drawer.
Okay, nothing in the paper.
I
nothing
would go
in
straight
the
to
cell
the phone.
I'm sure this guy's going through her phone.
Yeah, nothing in the phone. That's it. You drop it.
I'd probably drop it at that point.
He wouldn't.
Nah, he wouldn't.
Nah, he wouldn't.
Nah, he wouldn't. He wouldn't.
He'd be going through those papers.
The
He'd be going through that underwear drawer.
I don't know what the papers are. I really want to know what the papers
I'm kind
are.
of curious about these papers.
Papers.
Baby, where you keep them papers?
You left with 5 papers last night, and you only come home with 4?
What happened to that fifth paper?
What happened to that 5th paper?
I got to know.
I'm your husband. I have the right to know what happened to your paper.
Where's that paper? Your papers is my papers.
No, sir.
I don't know. I mean, I guess, we laugh, but this probably is a serious problem for people.
Oh,
like,
sure,
it's
yeah.
probably the markers.
Yeah, paper theft is a huge problem in America.
But this is probably the markers for a very
There are
abusive.
millions of trees out there dying from paper theft. Testify.
What you do, woman, is you get you a lockbox. All right, you start putting a little money aside and get you a lockbox and buy some papers with cash and put them in your lockbox.
I got
Just don't hide the keys in your underwear drawer.
2 words, invisible ink, and then the papers are there. He can't see what's on.
It is pretty stupid.
Just leave. Just leave this guy. It's not going to get any better. He's going to start beating the hell out of you.
Yeah,
So-
this
Well,
guy's-
let's hope not. Let's hope not.
This guy has control issues, and this is just the beginning.
Yeah, I would say counseling is your best bet.
All right.
If you
Counseling or
want to continue.
plane tickets. Just make sure those plane tickets are on your phone and not made out of paper.
There we go. That's Dear John. All right. If you want to write in and get some great advice like that, write us at bybpod@gmail.com. There you go. All right. Well, we have this little thing we like to do every once in a while. We like our listeners who are all very attractive, intelligent, high class, low class if they want to be. We have them take pictures called selfies. If you didn't know the vernacular.
What?
Selfie? yeah. If you didn't know that, and we put a little spin on. We call it #BlameYourSelfie. Superfan Michael Anthony said, "I want Blame Your Selfie." I said, if we can get a 10, we'll do it. We got more than 10, so let's do it.
Honestly, when I first started doing this show, you said you have to take selfies of yourself.
Selfie,
Put on the
selfie.
Blame Your Selfie.
Watch
And I
those
literally
selfies.
thought you were insane.
Selfie.
I was like, why would anyone take a selfie of themselves?
selfie.
It's time for Blame Your Selfie. That's right. We got a whole bunch of people that have submitted. Now let's get started with this right here. This is a big one here. This is our friend Katie, ball pit gangster, and she went and got a tattoo of cheese on her arm, and we kind of helped her. We kicked into the tattoo fund, and she said if we kicked in a little bit of cheese, so to speak,
Cheddar.
we kicked a little cheddar in, she would wear our shirt while she got the tattoo done. And guess what? Boom, there it is. It says cheese, #blame your selfie, #slutty for cheese, #new ink. So there you go. Pretty cool tattoo there, and rocked it out wearing the misogyny alert, blame your brother shirt.
I followed the story a little bit, and a few people said ice pick to the armpit.
Yeah.
Could you imagine?
No. I don't have a tattoo, never will. So
Just grin and bear it, I guess, right?
I mean,
what else can you
John's got the tattoo. You had your nipple pierced, so together you guys got it. You got it knocked out right there. So there you go. And there's a picture of the tattoo right
She
there.
loves cheese.
Yeah, so she does love cheese. We've sent her cheese before. I think John sent her what kind?
Mozzarella cheese. The cheese, the
Sticks.
peeling cheese, yeah.
do? A box of cheese whiz.
A box of cheese. Okay, there we go. All right, here's the guy. Here's the man, Michael Anthony. Now, if you listen every week until the very end of the episode, we have somebody doing Memory of the Week. It's this man right here, Michael Anthony Nicholas II. And he says, This is me proudly wearing my Miracle Band. Oh, talk for a second because I got something.
You got to go find the Miracle Band.
Oh, no.
You know,
wasn't ready for the Miracle Band.
So we kicked in for the GoFundMe for the tattoo. We need to start a GoFundMe for a better camera for Michael. Because I'm looking at, like, this is like rivaling John's quality of old school phone technology.
Ask him if John took the picture. So I've got one of the Miracle Bands as well. And what the Miracle Band is, if you're wondering, you can Google this and find it, or I'll put a link up in the show notes. But it goes to the Children's Miracle Network hospitals, and it is a band that looks like a hospital ID tag. And the money goes to help kids in hospitals. So I got one as well, Michael. So here's mine right there. So if you want to give to a good cause, I think it's $5 for this, and all the proceeds go to help children. So we do gotta,
That's awesome.
Give a little.
Good job, Mike.
Yeah, so there you go, Mike. Good job. All right, here's some guy. All right, this is John right here. This is me getting ready to go into the OR for the new baby. I could blame mommy or the baby, but I can only blame your selfie. There you go, John. It's always weird putting all that stuff on.
It's weird.
What's weird about it?
Well, like the footies, I always end up putting them wrong at first.
Yeah.
Because just the way they're folded and stuff. But you got to have footies, a whole oversuit, the cap, the mask, gloves, the whole 9 yards.
Did you look? Did you look at the C-section?
No.
They encouraged me to take a picture and look. It's there's some things you don't.
I've seen one on a video once.
I can see like blood on the floor.
Yeah. No.
From where I wasn't about to look.
No, I've looked twice now.
You are better than I am.
Yeah, they were much more involved this time. They were like, no, you're staying like. Here, let your wife hold the baby and all that. And it was crazy.
Like, here's the scalpel. Won't you do the first cut?
Blaze, like, stand up. So I got a picture of them pulling the baby out pretty much. And it was, yeah. Okay. Anyway.
The miracles of science never cease to amaze me.
It's crazy. It's a beautiful thing. All right. So this is Anne Jolie. And she's the filmmaker who we've helped kind of give a few ducats to help make her project come to life. Her documentary she's doing about the Tortugas, the islands that Mary Mays knew about. So that was cool. Says, hey, thanks. I blame myself for missing last night. That was last week podcast, and for having to take the bus in the rain. A 2-hour ride for only 8.5 miles is another reason why you should support indie film. #BlameYourSelfie. So
she looks like she's working hard.
Yeah. So go follow her and go see that project. And if you got any extra funds, help her out. It would be great. I'm looking forward to seeing this film. And when we do, we even talk about it on the show for sure. So it looks pretty cool. I've seen a couple of stills of it and looking forward to seeing it. So, all right. And then we have Katie once again, Ball Pit Gangsta. Said it's time for cheese.
There you go, the follow-up.
Yep, she loves the cheese, and tattoo must be healing well. This is our guy here. It's one of my favorites. This is Adam Cox, my Fortnite friend, my real-life friend, author, writer, poet,
dreamer,
good man. This is one of the good guys for real. So if we speak of this guy should take Robert Kraft's spot in the good guy, Mount Rushmore. So may put him on there. But he says, #BlameYourSelfie, #fat, #on diet.
It's just a fad, man. Don't worry.
Just a fad.
Just a fad.
There you go. All right. This is Brepo, who's about to pop. She's pregnant. She's due any day now, which you can't see from this picture. But says, super hoping I can drink regular coffee this weekend and not decaf. That's why she's ready for that coffee. And hopefully she has the baby real soon. I think it's going to happen in the next couple of days. So
she's definitely one of our favorites.
Yeah, Brepo's awesome. So
she seems a little on edge with this baby coming out thing. I can't imagine if I had a huge baby that's been stewing for 9 months in my stomach. It's got to be a crazy feeling.
I've said if guys had to give birth to children, there wouldn't be any children on this planet. It'd be really rare. It'd be like children of men type situation. It'd be like 3 kids in the whole world. It'd be like, you gonna get pregnant? Nah, bro, I'm good. We just gonna wait a while.
Yeah, where did that baby come out of exactly?
I mean, just imagine all things women go through that we would just be like, no, I'm not doing that. Just like even, I don't even want to get into it. But yes, there's a lot of things they go through. God bless them.
God bless them.
Because if dudes were girls, we'd be, well, I don't know. It might be one day. Talking about a story earlier. So, all right, what else we got? All right, this is Angelie again. Says, blame your selfie. Me and my amigo of 25 years riding through the Florida Keys. You got any Florida bashing you want to throw out there real quick?
Yeah, I'm sorry about that.
You're sorry for it, or you want to do it again?
I want to do it again.
Okay, there you go.
I'm also sorry
for it.
Go ahead,
trash Florida real quick. What, name another bad thing about it.
I don't know. Maybe give me a week.
Okay, yeah, there you go. Next week.
He already said bad stuff about it today. So
Right.
All right,
I got to pace myself.
There
man.
you go. One bad thing a week. This is Resting Beth Face. It says, hashtag blame yourself. Even with bronchitis, I'm still not horrible to look at if you close one eye and squint. Okay. I think it's a good looking picture.
I don't think you have to close one eye and squint. I think it's fine.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure the bronchitis sucks.
If I was in bronchitis, the only picture you'd have of me is in a bed.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
Like,
Yeah,
let's be
sure.
honest here.
That's true. All right. Moving on. This is Lee right here with a bunch of monkeys. Says, getting ready to hang out with a bunch of monkeys tonight.
So which one would you be? Hear no evil, see no evil, or say no evil?
Probably
say.
Well, no, I
Definitely not that one.
Probably hear no evil because I don't really listen to people.
Yeah,
when they
you don't
talk
listen
anyway.
to us. That's true.
What'd you say, John? Which one would you be?
I mean,
who cares? Okay, so let's move on. We got the next selfie here. All right, this is Rose right here. Copper Top says, I got you for the Blame Your Selfie. Say hello to my new tri-suit, breaking it in for my 2019 season. Rose is one of our longtime listeners. She is a fitness freak. She runs in all the half marathons, 5Ks, marathons, and now she's getting into biking. She is a fit woman, and she looks amazing in her tri-suit. There's no way.
No, hold on. Not just biking, triathlon.
Okay. Yeah.
That is triathlon bikes are a whole creature unto themselves.
Do
and
tell.
I kind of wonder, like, I wonder about people who do triathlons.
Okay, go ahead, run them down.
I do.
Go ahead. What do you
I'm
mean?
not going to run them down. They're a different
Yes.
breed. They're a different breed, right?
That's an insult, though.
No, the amount of, like, dedication and, like...
How many do you know personally?
I've known quite a few, and they're all just, like, very healthy people. They
Can you
wake up
drop 3
early. They
names?
eat well.
3 names.
I could, but I'm not going to
Oh,
on
that
the air.
That means he can't. Thank
Okay.
you.
Oh, wow. You just got blasted, bro.
You really want me just to make up 3 names
That's
right here
true.
on
He
the
could-
spot?
he could just make
But he
3.
couldn't even do that, though. I mean, now if he does say names, he just kind of admitted that he just made up some names.
What is the Johns? It's like a 25% bluff.
Yeah.
You got to bluff
I thought it was-
25% of the
I thought it was
time.
13, baby.
13.33 repeating.
All right, moving on.
Anyway, like, I admire her dedication
I
because
do too.
every time she's posting, she's talking about running or doing something healthy, and I'm just like, well, I drink a beer. That's kind of healthy, right?
Hey, I would never put on a tri-suit. There ain't no way at
No?
this age. No way. No way.
What
Well,
about, like, would you put on like
Trying
a,
to make other people laugh. That's what
Yeah,
they
that'd
would
be
call that
about it,
suit.
would you put on like a what's the Speedo and do like a muscle thing, like for charity?
if you gave me a couple of months to get in shape, sure.
No, that's the joke. Well, okay, sure.
Okay, I might.
How much shape do you think you could get into in a couple of months?
Oh, I could get back to I could lose 15 pounds easy.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah.
And that's your shape, huh?
Yeah. If I lose
Yeah.
about 15, I'm good. I'm back to not good.
Can we put you down for like a 2-mile fun walk?
No, you can put me down for nothing because I'm not wearing the stupid Speedo because you're not making this happen, And one thing I know, I can just agree to anything you guys say. You're not going to follow through with it anyway, so who cares?
Okay, would you rather do the underwear fun run or a tri-suit?
Oh, you talking about the 5? I'd rather do the underwear 5K because you can still wear a shirt and things like that.
Oh, it's not so much of an underwear thing.
Yeah,
then, huh?
so,
Yeah.
well, I mean, I have to be wearing underwear. I have. All right, this is Rusty G. Says, I woke up looking like this. Hashtag blame yourself.
Go back to sleep.
Oh. Oh.
Just
John.
kidding. Just
No,
kidding.
too late now. Shots fired. All right. It looks like kind of like Blue Magnum. Is that what that's called? From
Blue Magnum?
Yeah,
No, it's
okay.
Blue Steel,
Blue
but I
Steel.
like
Blue Steel.
Magnum better.
Okay, Blue Steel.
Just for Rusty, though.
Blue
just for
Steel.
Rusty.
This is Heather Simpson. Says, because I need sunshine, a tan, no more rain, a floaty and a boat. Hashtag winter woes. Hashtag blame the rain. Hashtag blame your selfie. So there you go.
Very Snow Whitish.
There you go. Is that all of them? Did we hit them all? We hit them all. Thank you so much for the selfies. We always do appreciate it so much when you guys do that. It makes our day. So that's it, guys. We have come to the end of another program. Episode 131 is in the books. You got to go to the website, blameyourbrother.net. That's where you find all the good stuff. Good article this week, Conspiracy Theories, Bro, written by Adam Cox. He breaks down some of his favorite conspiracy theories, and it is a good read as always. We've got all our past episodes. Haley Wilgus was with us. Mary Mays is on there. You want to go listen to one of those. You want to go read his past articles. It's all up there to do. Go search, do whatever you want to do. There's a bunch of links on the side, social media, ways to catch the podcast. There's one to buy our shirts. There's an Amazon link, which you need to be using if you're buying anything on Amazon. And, of course, on Radio Vegas Rocks. If you go to radiovegas.rocks, You can listen to their internet radio station, which is one of the best in the world, and we're there Thursdays at 2 p.m. And if you want to hear some advice from John or you want to write about something we said, there's a form on the website. Email us. Let us know what you do. You can put your real name in, fake name. You can be R. Kelly. You can be Rob Kraft, whoever you want to be. Put it on there. Make us laugh and make it funny. So that's it, man. Go to that website. Tell your friends about it. Give us a rating and review on whatever you're listening to us on. Tell the world about it because, Lee, is there anything else?
Don't tell yourself. Don't blame yourself when you can blame your brother.
Exactly.
Burn this.
I'm sorry?
This must never be seen by anyone.
You want me to play it again?
Has anybody seen this?
Nobody has seen this.
They have to
Welcome
be
to
found
Memory of the
and
Week.
talked to.
Today is Thursday, February 28th, the 59th day of 2019. There are 306 days left in the year. On February 28, 1942, the heavy cruiser USS Houston and the Australian light cruiser HMS Perth were attacked by Japanese forces during World War II in the Battle of Suda Strait. Both were sunk shortly after midnight with a total loss of more than 100 men. That is today's Memory of the Week. David, John, and Lee, back to you.
Earth Angel, Earth Angel.